Well, let's get straight into it now. Joining me now is our favorite U.S. report regular, former White House Chief of Staff and Senior Advisor at Bondi Partners, Mick Mulvaney. Mick, a lot of big news going on, and I want to start off with the story everyone is talking about. Prince Andrew and his arrest, which would not have taken place, I don't think, without the release of those Epstein files. But have a look at this from 2015. Even back then, Donald Trump seemed to think there was a problem here.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it.
Yeah, well, didn't he just call it? But I tell you what, though, Mick, as a great lover of the royal family that Trump is, what do you think Donald Trump is making of all of this now?
Yeah, James, I think he wants to get away from this as quickly as he possibly can. There's no good that's going to come from Donald Trump from these Epstein files or from the continuous drip, drip, drip of the Epstein files. Like, a couple things perfectly clear. Under no circumstances is anything in the Epstein files going to shorten his term in office. And that nothing in the Epstein files would ever be criminal, I don't think, as pertaining to Donald Trump. If it was, the Democrats would have put that out a long time ago. Keep in mind, the Biden Department of Justice had these files for 4 years, and they hated Donald Trump more than anybody in the whole world. So this is not about Donald Trump's time in office. I think it's about embarrassment to friends. And it may be that Prince Andrew, who had friends on both sides of the aisle in this country, was one of the people that both parties had been protecting for a very, very long time, and just then it became politically impossible to do it. But look, Donald Trump wants the Epstein thing to go away. There's a lot of folks who want it to go away for a variety of reasons. As I may have mentioned to you, I'm in the files, believe it or not. They asked me about, someone asked about my name, and it popped up on a search. So there's people, the longer this drags out, the more people are going to get involved. There's no question.
Yeah, and gosh knows where all of the threads that start getting pulled wind up going with that. So I suspect that's a lot of Trump's reticence on that. You're right. But moving on, though, I want to talk about something we talked a bit about last week here, and this is this ongoing push for voter integrity and the Republicans pushing this SAVE Act, which, as we've spoken about before, is designed to ensure that only U.S. citizens with proper ID vote in federal elections. Now, this seems like a no-brainer. It's passed the House and gone to the Senate, but there's a surprising obstacle right now when Republican Mitch McConnell, who you see here on your screen making Joe Biden look like John Wayne, and who is now joining Democrats to stand in the way of the act, which is odd to me given that McConnell has in the past been a key spokesman for voting integrity, like all the way back in 1987.
A lot of the election fraud that occurs in my state, and I suspect in many others, involves the use of absentee ballots.
Mick, what has made Mitch McConnell change his tune on voter integrity?
Donald Trump. His Trump derangement syndrome now is real. Of course, Mitch McConnell is not running for re-election. I'm not sure the health. You showed the video there. That's not the only video you can find of Mitch McConnell, clearly limited in his abilities and so forth. But he hates Trump. He just does, and he doesn't want to give him a win. That's the only explanation I can come up with. Because as you point out, not only has he supported it in the past and for a long time, there's actually at least one Democrat, John Fetterman from Pennsylvania, who is supporting this bill. This is an 85 or 90% issue with the American public, and that includes Democrats. Should you have to show an ID to vote? That's really what this act is about at its base. So why Mitch McConnell is doing, if this is his parting shot to Donald Trump on the way out the door of refusing to give him a victory, I don't understand it. The bill is not going to pass mostly because of Democrat obstruction. Keep in mind, even if McConnell supports it, they're still short and need Democrat votes. They're not going to get it. So you can have a longer discussion another day about why the Democrats oppose it, but why Mitch McConnell opposes it, the only reason I come back to is that he can't stand Donald Trump.